So I saw people posting about this Court of Roses and Thorns and Roses. Is it Court of Thorns and Roses? Let me see here. Yeah, Court of Thorns and Roses Night Court edition. So, like, basically what this is this is a special edition of all of the Court of Thorns and Roses books by Sarah J. Maas, SJM. Wrote all these books, and they are basically like romantasy fiction. Um, and I happened to be at Barnes and Noble today, and I took a look at the Night Court. Um, if you happen to follow me on Instagram, you saw my reaction to the concept of the Night Court, and how like I kept on seeing posts about this and people adding it to their stories, and I I kept on thinking of the TV show from the 80s, Night Court, like starring like John Larroquette. Night Court, yeah. Um, so I kind of posted a funny video about that like last night on my Instagram, or not a video, just a picture with a caption. Everybody's talking about Court of Thorns and Roses, and Night Court special edition, and I keep on thinking of this Night Court, and I posted a picture of the like cast from Night Court. Um, so one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about while we have this video kind of on loop here, is the idea of special editions for books. And it's a market out there, and I'm not even gonna be like most. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be like most YouTubers. No, I'm not gonna be like most YouTubers and sit here and say I'm completely against all these special editions and everything. Now, you know what? I think sometimes people can do some really cool things um, with special edition books, especially books like this series that has been um, very popular, and the public has been very responsive to these books. Now, I haven't gotten a chance to read these books in particular. My assessment and what I'm saying here today has absolutely nothing to do with the content of the writing, the content of the book itself. Um, I when it comes right down to it, I like a pretty wide variety personally of books. I like to read a wide variety of books. Um, Obviously, just past the idea of books versus graphic novels, I read both. To be completely honest with you, I like a really good dark comedy book. But so when it comes to romantasy, I am not necessarily like, I keep on feeling the fear of missing out situation here with these SJM books, the Sarah J. Maas books. Um, I often feel this feeling of um, well, everybody is reading these, so why not me? And I've tried to not gear my reading, especially even like on here or like otherwise or like on social media, um, to in particular what everybody is reading. Okay, so like I like a good dark comedy. I like good dark psychological type of books, like psychological horror, gothic horror. I like um, when it comes to my comics, my graphic novels, I like superhero. I like all these things. But when it comes right down to like reading novels, I keep on either getting horribly intimidated by fantasy and romantasy as a whole, or and then not reading it, or I read. I don't. I just I feel this FOMO attached to it. But anyways, the reason why I'm talking about this today is specifically involving the idea of the special edition. Um, Now, getting to Barnes and Noble and getting to actually like feel these books in my hands, I really, to be honest with you, like feel slightly underwhelmed by it. Now, Barnes and Noble itself has the different Barnes and Noble type special editions where you see those. Sometimes they're like right there as you enter the store, where they have this stylized beautiful hardcover, and maybe edges are sprayed, kind of like these Night Court edition of the Sarah J Maas books have the sprayed edges as you see in the video. um, Maybe they don't have sprayed edges. Like, it's just, I love the way books like that look on a shelf. I think it's a really awesome way, and visually aesthetically beautiful way to get classics and special editions and that kind of thing. And they do these kind of things. I think Books A Million does them a little bit. But like the big ones that you see are gonna be Barnes and Noble. I love the idea of getting like that hardcover, that beautiful spine, that beautiful cover, and it looks really pretty on a shelf or on a table. And plus, inside of it, there's a book you enjoy. There's a book you love that you enjoy, and it's usually a very stylized, beautiful cover. Um, the Indianapolis Keystone Crossings Barnes and Noble is particularly where I saw these today, and I have to say, the way they have their setup is they have it where you have one table like you see in this video, and it's got the normal Sarah J Maas books, and then you have the other table, which is just full of these, Night Court versions of the Sarah J Maas book. Now, you can kind of see in the video where I kind of give these, two versions in comparison, a once over, look at this is how this looks, what's going on here, like, what's this, and I turn it over and you get a look. Some things that I noticed is, one, the Night Court version, I love sprayed edges, guys. My book that I recently bought of Carmilla by Sheridan LaFuno, it has red sprayed edges, and it's really pretty. A lot of times sprayed edges are usually not just a color, but there's like a design or a picture. But sprayed edges, I just think, just always look very beautiful. And so I'm not criticizing sprayed edges. The one thing I want to do is I want to talk about, a lot of times these special edition books will change the art, or they'll do something different with the design of the book, so that it's completely different, and one of the things I noticed, one of the things of a few that I noticed about this Night Court variety of the Sarah J Maas is that it's basically the same. Not basically, it is the same. Now, granted, on the back side of the Night Court edition, you don't have the blurb. You don't have the, synopsis. You don't have that stuff that's on the original paperback edition of the Sarah J. Maas books. You have just that emblem Night Court, edition. They both cost the same. They both cost the same. You are getting exactly the same thing you would get between the two of them. They both look like they're about the same size. If there's any difference, like in the interior, between the two books, I'm unaware. So I mean, somebody, if they've gotten a look at these and they notice, or they've heard something that I haven't, and they're both a different, maybe there's additional content that isn't in the, like, and I'm talking like additional content. I'm not talking like like a new acknowledgements page. Okay. Like, I'm talking actual content. Like, all like if all these books, right, have a preview for the next book in the series, like a chapter tacked on to the end of it, that is what I'm talking about. Special edition additions to the original book. So like if she's doing another book and it's going to come out soon and, within the next year, and there is the first chapter of that next book tacked into the end of this, then that is my whole argument is null and void. But in comparison, it didn't look like there was a lot of difference between the books as a whole. Now my point is like, if you are reading comic books and you're, there's a lot of argument amongst comic book readers over the years where people are either okay or pro variant covers, or they're completely against them for their own reasons, right? Now, I like variant covers because it gives other artists an opportunity to get their art out there. There's a lot of variant cover comic book artists that do variant covers or just do covers, right? They don't do interior art, or they haven't gotten the opportunity to do interior art yet. And so bringing them on to do a variant cover of a book that's going to have, a pretty decent traffic amongst comic book readers is a catalyst to not only pay a artist for their work, but also maybe inspire companies to hire that artist to do more work, or maybe possibly do an interior of a book. But these variant covers are typically, for the most part, all kind of different from the original cover of the book. And that's kind of like, to me, it's like, if you're buying a variant cover, and a lot of times, especially like with DC Comics, those variant covers you are paying an extra $1 for. You're paying a premium for the different content, as in the cover. And when you have that is something special that's not like the normal printing of the book. So like a lot of people like artists like Jenny Frison. You don't typically see Jenny Frison doing interior work. You see Jenny Frison doing these covers, and people snatch up the covers she draws all the time. You're always seeing in comic book YouTube, comic book Instagram, where people are like, Frison Friday, or, my Jenny Frison cover, look how beautiful this is. She does a lot of really beautiful work involving poison ivy. I'm just gonna be real with you. She does a lot of beautiful cover work involving Wonder Woman. Um, just really, just really beautiful work with the female form in comic books. Um, but this whole concept of variant art is it's a premium because it's different. It's completely different than the original. Just on the stand, cover A. And what's disappointing about this concept with some of these special editions, especially in particular the Night Court special edition, what's disappointing is that when I look at it, it's basically the same cover, but it's almost like they ran out of color ink in the printer. Okay? It's a gray and black version of the original art. And doesn't even have the blurb on the back. I mean, and the feel of the cover is the same. And my viewpoint is that if you're going to give yet another special edition of a book, and let me tell you something, books like this get a lot of special editions. They happen. I don't know how many special editions there are out there of Sarah J. Maas's court books, but this in particular was underwhelming because to me, I feel like I feel like you gotta give them a little something. You gotta give the people a little something. Give them something. Bring in a high-profile artist or something like that, or just a different design concept to the covers as a whole, rather than just changing the color to basically a non-color and spraying the edges black. You gotta give them something. Wouldn't it be beautiful if you are a huge fan of the court books by Sarah J. Maas? Wouldn't you love to walk into a Barnes and Noble, okay, and you see a special edition of her book, and it's one of these beautiful, stylized hardcovers with that binding, guys, that looks beautiful, with some stylized, beautiful sprayed edges like you got in this variety, but maybe some style, maybe, you know what I'm saying here, okay? Because I think that walking in and seeing this instantly different, it is a different aesthetic. It is basically you're taking the color, the color covers and making them black and white or black and gray with the black sprayed edges. Okay? So there is a different aesthetic there. I just feel like it's not enough of a different aesthetic. It's too similar to the original book. And plus, I feel like with a special edition, you need to give them a little something. Give them, make somebody that's going to walk up, that's already bought the original book, okay, or already read it, or is a Sarah J. Maas, super fan. Give them a little something. That beautiful stylized hardcover with that beautiful binding, like that edge, the sprayed edges, and that beautiful binding that looks gorgeous on their bookshelf. I'd like to see that. I like to see that. And it's not just for that kind of concept, but just it's for anything. I feel personally disappointed that there are books out there that I very much enjoy, and I'm a hardcover girly, okay? I love me a good, beautiful hardcover. My boyfriend, Bizarro Fat Joe, he's a little bit different. He loves the mass market paperback that he can stick, you know, easily somewhere and just it fits in a small area and he can just, you know, throw it in the back seat of the car and just, you know, not worry about it. Okay? That's what he loves. I am a hardcover girl, okay? I love the hardcover. I love the big hardcover of a new release, just bright and shiny, standing up on a bookshelf. I just absolutely go. It's to be someone that loves books and loves the written word as much as I do, and I see that. I see bookcases full of beautiful, beautiful hardcover books. It's just amazing. So I'm saying to these people that are making these special edition books, give the people that are already in love with this book series a little something, a little something, a little something special than just the same thing, but make it look like the printer ran out of that color. Even if it's a hard, like, you know what, even if it's just like kind of like a glorified, you know, maybe like a little bit embossed, like the original cover, but you take like the design and you make it like embossed on like a jacket of that hardcover, that's even better than just the same thing, same price, and that's it. I don't know, you guys. Tell me in the comments, am I off base? What are you thinking? You know, like, look, if you want to buy, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, don't buy the Sarah J. Maas Night Court version. If you look at it and you think that is absolutely one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen, and I love the court books by Sarah J. Maas, and you want to buy it, I'm not trying to tell you don't do it. But I am trying to be like, let's put all that out there and just be like, let's be real. Let's be real about these books right now, right here. Wouldn't it be nice if they're going to do something like this to make it a little bit more special? The world is hard enough as it is right now. Let's make it a little bit more special where we can. Let's make it more pretty. Let's make it let's just make it a little bit more special. That's all I'm saying. So if you're getting the Sarah J. Maas Night Court edition, and I hope you love it. If you're getting it, I hope you love it. But I just want to know, wouldn't it be nice for something a little bit more special? And that's it. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, I want to know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm full of shit? Like, but anyways, guys, this is the officially unofficial geek channel. My name is Carrie Quinn. Thank you for rolling with me for a little bit. Let's see what you think of this. And whoo, yeah, I did this. I put out, this is gonna be a 25-minute video. Let's see, can we roll? Can we roll with these views like we did for one of my previous videos? The one where I'm critical of Gene Simmons. I hope so. I hope that we continue to just, grow and have fun together and keep on rolling. So you know what? Today I'm still looking for my new outro, trying to figure it out, still trying to figure out something that doesn't feel completely dumb and cheesy. But for today is give the people a little something. Let's make the world a little bit more beautiful because it's pretty gray right now. And that's what I'm going to leave you with. This has been the officially unofficial Geek Channel. My name is Carrie Quinn. I'm the OUG, and this has been me ranting about, well, I guess like a little bit of consumerism. But isn't it fun that we all did it together? See you until next time.